Hey everybody, it's Dive Girl Dab. Well, you guys got to see my video a couple days ago about our new circuit board panel for the boat. And I'm so excited about that because it's going to do a lot of good things for me in terms of getting us set up really well. But I want to talk about something that's really important, and that is that this is a 2 circuit board. It's dual, it's AC and DC. And if you don't pay attention to that business, you're going to get in trouble. Now, most folks that are plunking around their boat are playing around in their 12 volt, right? And it's well, I've got tags set up here. It's the things that you'll see here in these, indicators, anchor lights, deck lights, so on. But when you start getting over here into 120, this is your shore power. So you've got 30 amps. That's a lot of power coming in, okay? And you're looking at your outlets. You've got your galley, battery chargers, inverters, TV stereo potentially. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that is on that side. And, your inverter charger, that's a place you can really get hurt with electricity. And so one of the reasons that I bought a dual board is because it's going to go under our pilot house seat and inside. And I wanted to be able to have it where I could not have to bend over and become a contortionist to see it and use it, and it'll be in a cabinet with a door that opens out. But one of the things I want to warn folks about is that, these circuits need to have a cover on the back. It's part of your ABYC standards, and it's especially true in these panels that have two. Hi, George. Okay, you don't want to be on camera. They have two different types of power. And so most people plunking around the boat are going to be, their head's going to be in the 12 volt system. That's just how it's going to work. And so they're not thinking about that, like right next door is a circuit that, when my tool falls over there and hits that bar and shorts out, that it can give me a heart attack and kill me. But that's the truth. So I had a lady on Facebook comment that she thought this panel looked rather complex, and it's not. Because basically you've got 2 gauges, and you've got switches here, circuit breakers and switches, right, all across here. And then in between you have bus bars, and we all know what bus bars look like, right? So on this side here is where I can go and hook up to my power outlets, or the microwave, or an inverter, perhaps, charger. This is 12 volt. And so these are your bus bars. So it's not really that complex at the end of the day. And you've got a jumper wire that's transferring things over for equality. But the difficult thing is when you're poking around on this side and you don't realize that you strayed over here and you got right into the heat of this, which is your high voltage. And so what they're trying to prevent is to make sure that you isolate this side. Now, this actually came with a partition, and it came right in between here. And I guess technically, your tool's probably not going to touch that side that way. This I'm going to keep around, but I'm thinking that it's not enough. And when I looked at the ABYC standards, I'm right. And what I did is I looked around, and they actually make a cover for this. And it's like $135. Stupid expensive. And I have some acrylic and a heat gun laying around, and I thought about bending some of that into a box, and I've got acrylic glue, and I could make an acrylic box to go on here, but I thought, well, let's look and see what the professionals do, right? Well, it's all about ABS plastic is their insulator. And I thought about, buying a sheet of ABS plastic and heating it up, because you can buy a sheet of plastic for about $12. It's not expensive. You can heat it up and you could mold it over your existing structure. But I didn't like the idea of adding heat to my brand new panel, so I opted not to go that way. But I did find that, in fact, Blue Sea has what they call an AC insulated panel cover. And it's intended to cover up an AC panel. It insulates the backside of an electrical panel, producing, that might protrude into lockers, machinery spaces, and living areas. But it has a flange that goes all the way around. So I took some scissors and I cut off the flange and I made it so that it pops right in here, just like that. And so now I have a cover that isolates my AC, and here's all my 12 volt. So this, and it's made by Blue Sea ABS. Now it's true that this doesn't exactly fit. You'll see it's just a little tiny bit bigger. That's okay, because I'm going to have a wood frame around here, and I will screw this into the frame. The frame will come out further, and then we can have screws for these little tabs, because I left this tab on here, so that I can screw that in if I need to. I think what I'm going to do is come up with some hinges, because you can get little plastic hinges, and I'm just going to make this where it'll hinge open. So if I have this where it'll hinge open and just flip out like that, then it's not the kind of thing that you're going to throw in a bunk and always going to be in your way. I just lost my voice for some reason, but I want to finish this. So we'll just flip that out, and then we can work on AC. I do think I'm going to keep this partition, because while it's open, I think it's a good idea to have them separate. It just seems like a safer alternative. But this little dude cost me like $31, and it was much cheaper than the alternative, the one they make for this, at $139, I believe. It's crazy expensive. So I know, get the angle right, Deb, right? Finally, I remember. So the thing is that keep your AC/DC separate. Don't mix and match your AC/DC systems, please. Okay? Pay attention to what you're doing. Make sure that you've got equipment that can tell when your AC system is hot, so that you're sure it's off. And be very safe with that circuit, because it's high power. And if you're going to work on it, unplug your boat. Okay, seriously, unplug your boat. Make sure you don't have your generator input. Unplug things so that you don't get zapped, because I've been bit with that and it's not fun. And I worked at Pacific Gas and Electric, and I knew guys in the electric yard who had been hit with big stuff, and it's like you're microwaved on the inside. It's horrible. So don't do it. So look at something like this, a little AC insulating cover by Blue Sea. It's designed for this application. It will be insurable. I left the label on for that reason. It will cover all of my AC here, and I will still have access to the low voltage 12 volt side, but this is a big hazard, and you have to make sure that you're going to cover it in the cabinet. Okay, even if you have a cabinet of wood behind here, you still need this covered. So this is what my panel will look like when I get done. It'll be beautiful. It'll be safe. It will meet all the safety standards. I definitely have a partition. Now you'll notice that they have some ventilation holes here. I will be drilling holes in this box to let it ventilate heat. These circuits can build up heat, and using a laser pointed temperature indicator on your wires and your joints to see where there's hot spots will help you to prevent fire. And so we're going to want to be able to pop that open, take a peek, make sure everything's working. But by golly, make sure that you do partition your AC/DC. Cover that junk up. All right, everybody. I'm Dive Girl Deb. Make sure combination panels, you have separation, because you don't want to fire, you don't want to shock somebody, you want to give somebody a heart attack, and worse. So this is for real and serious. Take it seriously, but it's okay to be a little creative and find a solution that's still within the parameters, and you keep $100 in your pocket. I'm good with that. Bye, everybody.